Well, good afternoon. Hopefully you're hearing me loud and clear. Welcome back to VP4TV. We have one player just arrived in the lobby. We're here for a one-loss side match in the the 2024 Virtual Cowboy World Championships. And Fast Eddie is one of the players, and the other one, with 6 minutes to go, is Chicu, who is the current three cushion billiard world champion in VP4, but clearly, as I witnessed in his match against Larry, this is not a game that's suited to his experience on the billiard table. The interest in this match tonight, or this afternoon, depending on where you are, is the fact that the loser, the winner, not the loser, the winner will play myself, who, if you didn't see any of the match from last night between myself and Interchange X, it went pretty much as I thought it would go. I thought I would speed it up and try and get I would either be successful or a failure, because the quicker I wanted the match over, the more I wanted to get to bed, the more tired I got, the less interest I had. The only glimmering thing in it for me was the fact that I managed to battle it out in the second rack, and got myself right back in the caroms. Interchange X had a scratch when we were both on 100 points. He had a go to get out, and of course, with ball in hand, the scratch was in the one ball, so the one ball got spotted, and I had an easy out from there. But the rest of it was a complete failure. Right, Fast Eddie. Well, he was here. In fact, he's in a room. But I'm looking for Chicu. I don't see him. So while we wait, if he does show, fair enough. But while we wait, we have this match at the moment, and I kind of thought that this match would overlap to the second match today, which is Kenway and Woody. Now, again, I'm not convinced that all of these players are going to show up. I just have that little voice in my head that's telling me this. We have the other match that's been up there for a few days. Larry and Tam is tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. I'm hoping Slim might be around to get it. It probably won't be, and I'm reluctant to do that because I'm back at work on Friday, and the match could be 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours, which is 11 o'clock at night, and that ain't happening, folks. We've got Linus and Bankster on Saturday at 8 a.m. in the morning. Needless to say, I won't be there for that because I'll be at work. We've got VP Monster against Casino Jim on Monday at 7 p.m. And we've got Sergresh and Progressive. No, the one with Monster and Jim is a winner's side match. And we have Sergresh and Progressive Pool. That is a week on Tuesday. And I can't see what time it is because my little logo's covering that, but we won't worry about that at the moment. There it is there. 8:30. Sorry. Is that 6:30? Now, in case you don't know, there is a video on my YouTube channel, just a short video. The clip was sent to me by VP Monster. He was in practice today, and he managed to get himself a 101 and out in Cowboy, which, as I mentioned, would have been handy if he'd done that in a match or saved that for the match. But he's if he keeps up that kind of form, he's in with a strong chance of winning this. Right, so we are 1 minute away, no sign of Chicu. He's either going to turn up on time or just after the start time, and if he doesn't, then we'll be calling it a day as far as this stream goes. And maybe, who knows, maybe Chicu hasn't got the stomach for it. after having been knocked out to the one lost side. We're now just about the end of the party's arrived, so I take it all back. We do have a match, and it'd be interesting to see how this goes, because Chicu, in my book, should still be the favourite, but that remains to be seen whether he's put a bit of table time in to try and get a bit more familiar with the angles in this 10-footer. I think the other main thing is the pace of the table that's catching him out compared to what he's used to. So this room then will be going up any second now, within the next 30 seconds hopefully. And also bear in mind that the winner's side and the one loss side is all races to 3 in this tournament. The match between myself and InterchangeX went fairly quick. I think it was just over 2 hours for 4 racks. Admittedly, if I'd scored more in the other racks, then it would have went longer than that, but I'm glad it was over in the end. Right, let's get in. So we'll have the lag for the break, and we'll wait on both players arriving. Chicu is in, he's keen to get going. Fast Eddie will be getting his alert to let him know the room is up, while he's still in his practice room. Well, that's the break that 3 cushion players play in Cowboy. VP Monster does that break as well. Sometimes he will pot the 3 ball as it banks up the table. But I still stick by the main rule that if Chicu gets to 90 before you do, you've got to be the underdog. I still think he's too good a player. I mean, put it this way, if I can string like 7 and 8 caroms together, then surely Chicu can. You know, I have to judge it on that. I mean, if he's put in that bit of time and table time, then I'm sure he can up his game. So here we go. We've got Chicu on the right and Fast Eddie on the left. And just a reminder, Chicu, he is from a South American country. He's representing Chile. Fast Eddie from the US of A. And already it's going to be a tight one as far as the lag goes, but Chicu has won it. So he certainly found the pace in the lag there. And off we go. And we've got the usual 5-6 second delay on YouTube. And Chicu's got the same problem also that I had last night. I had 2 breaks last night and I couldn't pot the 3 ball, mainly because the 3 ball was just a blur. My eyes were already gone at the start of the match, and I couldn't see the potting angle on the 3 ball, and of course that lets your opponent in straight away to score whatever they can. So I did most things wrong last night. I think I had a run of 40 odd at one point. Maybe I don't know if there's any more than that, and of course I then scratched. I did the sucker scratch also, so I had a couple of scratches where I lost points. So I got what I deserved at the end of the day. InterchangeX was far more conservative in his pace, which is a bit along the lines of the way Cobra plays the game, you know, not taking too many risks. What I did notice with InterchangeX was that by the time we got to that 4th rack, he was beginning to go downhill. He was making more errors, but it was okay because I wasn't responding. I wasn't taking any advantage of it at all, and I couldn't score. And by then I was already wanting my bed. So well done to InterchangeX. Well, I'm wondering if the chat is working because nobody's saying anything. We do have 3 people in YouTube at the moment. because I think most people over here are at their dinner. Anybody in the UK are going for their tea at this time in the afternoon. So welcome everybody. Chicu's just over hit that one. It's gone a bit too square. I think he's going to be okay as long as he takes a big chunk of the 3 ball. Doesn't want to glance off it. You're not at breakfast at this time, Larry. I mean, even if you are in the States and at worst you're on the East Coast, you're only at midday, and if you're in Central Time, you're at 11 o'clock. That's well past breakfast time. Who has their breakfast at 11 o'clock in the day? Got to be joking. You know when I had my breakfast this morning? 5 o'clock. Because after that match last night, I could hardly sleep. My head was just buzzing. Even though I was tired, I eventually dropped off, but then I woke up at my usual time as if I was going to work, and I thought, well, to hell with it, I'll just go up and get breakfast. So I had breakfast at 5 o'clock in the morning. So Fast Eddie's first, well, I would say reasonable chance of putting some more points on the board. Got to watch that side pocket if he's taking this into the bottom corner pocket. The cue ball wants to go into the side pocket, or maybe just hit the knuckle. It looks a bit like that. It might be probably a lot simpler than that. Well, there, commentator's eye. He gets it right this time, boys. I've got it in video. The commentator's eye from this end of the table said that cue ball's going to the side pocket. And again, that's one where Fast Eddie knew that as well. There's no way the little voice in his head wasn't telling him that the cue ball was heading to the side pocket. What Fast Eddie did is what a lot of us do. He ignored the little voice and said, to hell with it, I'll probably get away with it. And then, of course, he doesn't. And no sooner than that happens, Chicu does something similar. Trying for the carom, and he scratched. So it's whoever's going to put that contribution together. See, that's the thing. Interchange X was getting 20s and 30s regular, and that's all you have to do. You don't have to be running the table. As long as you're getting 20s and 30 odds in a sort of regular basis in the rack, and your opponent's faffing about like I was doing and getting 11 and 12, you're bound to be favourite to get to the caroms. And that's really all you have to do. And be of a level of consistency that's making you competitive. And I'm afraid what I was doing was nothing like it, as we'll find with other players as well, who are also already in the one-loss side. If you have a match like that where you're just doing bits and bobs, it's no good. It's nowhere near a standard that's going to make you competitive. Yeah, it could be a long evening here with these guys, but I'm pretty certain the time actually favours both of them, because I think Chile is actually on the east coast of South America. Sorry, the west coast of South America. So I would imagine that the time zone differences can't be all that great between the two of these guys, and it's a pretty comfortable time of day for them, so they've got no excuse that they're tired. But I think they'll warm up a wee bit. Although that's not what you want to do, is sort of kill the easy pot. Done that plenty of times as well. These pockets are tougher than you think, especially when you're going at them at distance on the 10-footer. What did I say? I looked at Chicu. No, wait a minute. I looked at Chicu's name a minute ago, didn't I? Or had my brain gone, aye, it's Chile. It is chili. I'm sure it was chili. Well, it's a chili flag. I'm still convinced it's chili. And that's how I remember. That's how I remember it's chili, because it's CH for Chicu and CH for chili. CHILLE, as opposed to the food that you consume, chili. Three hours ahead. Aye, of course. When you think about it, when you look at the globe, you know, South America is joined onto North America via Central America, the simplified way of saying it. But North America is further west on the globe than South America, so it stands to be that the time zones are going to cut through South America further forward than they are in the USA. So that's probably believable that he's 3 hours time zone difference. Probably very similar with him and Fast Eddie also. Well, that's still nothing major. So it's a struggle early on for these guys. And I've said this the other day, that Cowboy's a game where, you know, you can come to it on a day and you can spot everything. You can see the angles. You can start putting nice little runs together on a regular basis, and then you'll have days where it just doesn't happen. The problem I've got is I've got a lot more days where it doesn't happen than it does happen. And if you happen to be in a tournament at a time when that's happening, that's no bloody good. It just doesn't cut the mustard. So 16 apiece. We're waiting on somebody finding a little groove, getting a little sequence. Fast Eddie, well, he would like to take the 5 ball. It's more of a tough cut where it is, because you can easily bump that to the rail. So if he's going to take the 3, then he needs to come down into the kitchen. And again, this side pocket's in play on the left-hand side. I wonder if he's going to sucker himself again. Commentators, I've got it in video, guys. Now that is hilarious. And oh dear, Fast Eddie, what a numpty. He's done it twice. I mean, give him the benefit of the doubt, he done it once. But the commentator's eye says the side pocket's in play, and Fast Eddie suckered right into it. Spain's time zone is an hour ahead of the UK. Oh, Tam, you should have seen that. You know, 5 minutes ago, Eddie's at the table on the right-hand side, and I can't remember what ball he was potting down into the bottom right-hand corner, but the commentator's eye said, this side pocket's in play, I hope he's aware of it. Bang, cue ball straight into the side pocket. And then just before you arrive in the room, or in the stream, Fast Eddie's on the left-hand side of the table shooting down the rail, potting a ball, and the cue ball looks as if it's heading to the side pocket, says the commentator. Bang! And it went for the second time. And here's Stubb for his contribution as well. Well, Tam, you left the building last night when you saw the crash that you were witnessing, but you missed the best part of the match for me after you left, because I was almost dead and buried in the second rack, and it wasn't a sensational comeback, but it was a good run that took me a big chunk into the caroms and got me right back into the rack. And then, to cut a long story short, Interchange X had a chance to get out. He was playing the 1 ball and trying to go 3 rails. He was playing the 1 ball in one of the kitchen pockets and trying to go 3 rails into the top left-hand corner. And then, of course, you know, the 1 gets potted, so it gets spotted, and I had an easy ball in hand out. But you know, I didn't win it from that as the gift. I won it because the one prediction I did say is that if I can get to the caroms with anybody, I can mix it with them. But that was the problem. I just couldn't get to. I couldn't get to the bloody caroms soon enough, and because I couldn't pot a ball in the break either when I had 2 breaks and couldn't get the bloody 3 ball in. Well, where have we got to in this match? Nobody wants to take a grip of this first rack, but Fast Eddie again's going to have to pull off a cut here. And again, that's what catches you out on this table. You're not used to that slightly bigger distance. You're not, I mean, the angles are actually the same. You know, geometrically, the angles are the same. It's just the distances that fool you a bit more. So it's all short and sweet, just exactly how I was playing. Short and sweet, and a lot of poor trash, which just doesn't get you there, I'm afraid. But somebody's going to win this. Oh, coldest pillow! I knew I wasn't playing. I knew I wasn't playing well. My idea was to play it quicker because I do think that if I play a bit quicker, I get into a little rhythm better, and I don't overthink things. But you know, you combine that with the state of my bloody brain at that time of night. That was not a good idea. You know how they say you learn from your mistakes. Well, that was the plan, but there was too many errors. And so the guy who this is the point to make with that match. So you only have to be that wee bit more consistent. And Interchange X had that because he scored better contributions than I was ever doing, and that was taking him to the finish line a lot sooner. So he did most of the stuff right, and I did too much wrong stuff. Now, you might have set your match for 7 o'clock instead of bloody 8 o'clock on Thursday, by the way. That's no good to me. I can't stream it. That's too late. 7 o'clock, I would give it a go, and then if it really got too late, I would have to bail, but 8 o'clock is too late to start with. So, hopefully, One Pocket Slim might be around to do it. Now, did he get that 5? Yes, he did. Well, that 5 ball. Now, see, Chicu, I don't know that Chicu, why he hit that so hard, because first of all he was doing was potting a ball. He didn't need the carom, and all he's done is ruined the shape of the table, or the lay of the table. He didn't need to bang into that 3 ball. Okay, you get an extra point out of it, but you're doomed to disaster when you're flying the cue ball. Is that just was it just Larry being awkward, Tam? Is that what you mean? Larry insisting it had to be 8 o'clock. Well, this is going to be requiring a decent pot here from distance. I mean, you've still got time to get it changed. You know what I mean? Well, now do you go directly to them? Do you go to the short rail at the back and go 2 rails into the back? We left English. Didn't get enough onto it soon enough. You had the idea, but you need to get a lot more English on it for it to fizz round that angle quicker. Well, I think if you'd watched this from the start, Interchange X, you'd be scratching your head because Eddie's Eddie's done the two best numpty shots of the evening. You missed those. And both were called by the commentator, I hasten to add. I've got witnesses. Where Eddie had a cue ball on the right side to pot a ball into the bottom left-hand corner, right-hand corner as we look, and I said that side pocket's in the way of the cue ball, and boom, into the side pocket he went, and then he did the same thing on the left side of the table. So that's my little gold star moment tonight. Now, what the hell's happened with Chicu? This is similar to Stub, where the shot clock extensions are just running out here. And again, just for the benefit of any latecomers, there's a little video on the YouTube channel, video that was sent to me by VP Monster, and it is him in his practice room, and he's finishing off a 101 and out in Cowboy. You see him potting scratching off the final one ball. So he's on form, VP Monster. A lot better form than he was for the last Cowboy World Championship. This ain't going to hit a rail, and Chicu will be glad that he's only scored the 2 points. Well, I mean, the thing that Monster was doing at the last one of these tournaments, the Cowboy one, was he was playing far too much 9-ball. Which is something he's been trying to get into, and it just messes with your Cowboy game. So Chicu sort of got himself off the hook there by not hitting a rail while he was only in 2 points, so it's not a disaster. But all it does is it gives Fast Eddie another opportunity to try and find his feet, try and find that little rhythm. What you want to be doing is autopilot for caroms like that. Where you immediately see the line and you don't have to really think about it. You just play the shot. But 5 balls got to go in, and he stays bottom side. But these long pots from distance on a table you're not familiar with, they are not easy. So also, for any late arrivals, we have the second match, which is scheduled tonight. Now, I've known Woody not to show up, and I'm not convinced about Kenway. It'll surprise me if both of these guys show up later on, but they're supposed to be at 7 o'clock tonight, so that's in another hour and 40 minutes. So we will wait and see if any of them show or both of them show, but I have my doubts. I was doubting Chicu, but he did turn up. And again, in the blink of an eye, Chicu was at the table, got one, and Fast Eddie's back in again. And this is taking a very familiar pattern. There's a sort of, it was a carom anyway, but it is a very familiar pattern where both players are just struggling to put anything that you would deem a score to sort of take control of the rack. And so it's going to very much come down to the battle of the caroms in the end, probably. And Chicu, once again, whatever it is that's distracting him, I don't know whether he's aware of his extensions, but he'll soon find out when he needs one, he won't have one. Because he's about to lose another one. And his final one is also about to go. Now, wouldn't it be interesting if Chicu lost his connection and then came back in and he's got 4 extensions again, just like Stub? Or it wasn't Stub, was it? Was it Stub? Aye, it was Stub. It was Larry that noticed that one. Now, of course, by rights, he won't get any extensions until it goes into the second rack now. So he's going to sit on 0 from here on in. So if he has to think about a shot, then he ain't got much time to waste. Well, no, you don't. You don't. I don't think I used any extensions last night. There might be the odd occasion where you're maybe tight in a corner and you're trying to find your way out to try and make a carom where you're looking at angles, but you know by then you might use one, but you're not going to use 4 extensions. So Chicu is putting a little run at the moment, but the points still aren't in the bag yet. That's the thing about it. You know, you can see the score going up, but nothing is set in stone until your visit is ended and the cue ball's still in the table. So he's on 81, and this is also, again, stating the obvious, this is a point where you can easily get distracted by scoring points here and forgetting that you're nearly 90. And Chicu's visit ends on 24. So now, Fast Eddie, from all his faffing about he's been doing, has now got an incentive and a goal to try and get this deficit sorted out. Cue ball's gone again. That just needed to be gentle. And that's certainly the third time that he's scratched in a side pocket. And once again, while Chicu is not at the table, it's a bit like X Games, who has not been around for a while, but when we played Cowboy Doubles with him, he used to disappear onto YouTube. While the shot clock was counting, well, we never had a shot clock, but you know what I mean, but Chicu's running out of time. So that pot and carom at the same time keeps an open table where you can play a pot or a carom. Well, obviously that's my problem as well. I like to let it loose. I did one watch this last night. You notice I had to do a watch this last night. That's what I'm well known for. The watch this ends in triumph or disaster. Well, last night it worked out okay. I got the 3-railer. And only me could thread those 2 bloody balls last night, right in the middle of the table. I found a path between them to miss the carom. That was a sore one. Well, Fast Eddie's in trouble here. Chicu on 90 now. What he wants to do is go to the long rail on the left and bump that 5 ball out. Yeah, you want to hit that a wee bit harder just to get the 5 ball out of there rather than leaving it near that side pocket, because it effectively puts the 5 ball out of the game and it makes it tougher to score. So first opportunity that you can get where you can play a safeish carom to maybe bump that away from there, the better. Now maybe this might be an opportunity. It might be too thin. Yeah, that's way too thin. Yeah, because that was always what was going to happen. He's going to make it worse. Well, he has an opportunity off the 3 ball where he could have potted the 3 and tried to bump into that 5 with the cue ball. And now he's perfect though. He's got a decent line off the 3 for the bump to the 5. And that's now retrieved that situation. 5 ball can go back on its spot. Now he wants to get out into the table a wee bit here. It's a bit straight, but he wants to bring the cue ball around. He could have done with hitting that a wee bit harder. Now this is now tricky. Force follows certainly on, but at distance you've got to just watch that line that you're taking, because this shot can open up a lot more than you think. He's playing the edge, and that was comfortably done. Yeah, that's a regular occurrence, what you've just described there. You know, you play the carom, especially when the carom's going up and down the middle of the table, like, you know, the 5 ball onto the 3 ball, and you push the 3 ball onto the middle diamond in the back rail. That's a regular occurrence. Likewise with the 1 ball, it ends up like almost where it is right now. And that makes it hard work to keep the run going. You've got to be on the ball for those situations and get that ball in play. Now that 1 ball, it would be fine if you were potting it, but he's actually looking for a carom. Now I'd be going thin off the 3. He's I'll tell you that, he's playing a pot. What am I talking about? The symbol was still on the screen when I looked at it, and I forgot it still had to change. Well, the run goes to 20. Now I'd be trying to thin cut that 5 in if I can see it from this distance. Get it on its spot. It's an easy carom. Cue ball just needs to stop. Doesn't want to hog the spot. Well, again, you can draw. I mean, I don't know about going forward with this. I'd be drawing back and going to the rail and coming out quite a bit. Oh no, he had the angle that he could just stun. See, looking at it from this angle, it looks a completely different angle that he would have to draw to the rail to get out of there, but he was fine. I don't want to keep following the cue around the table because it's annoying with the camera jumping about all the time, but it also makes it difficult for me to judge what line he's got on a pot. Well, so far so good. Now the main objective now is being aware of the situation and guarding your points and not taking anything that could be deemed a risk, because you really must keep these points, especially with Chicu only 91. Well, straightforward enough 5 ball, and the line to the rail and out with the cue ball for a 5-3 carom, but this is a good opportunity to get the 1 ball in play. Now that cue ball needs to travel because it's going to hog the spot. Oh no, it's just, well, this is not great. This is difficult to judge. Yeah, very tricky. And he didn't want that 1 ball to pot because that's now back in play. It would have been safer had it been over the corner pocket. Then Chicu's not going to be able to play with it. But he's not left anything as a gimme here to start off for Chicu. Now, clearly, you know, this table, everything reacts completely differently from what Chiku's used to. on the 3-cushion billiard table. It's completely different. And the longer that he struggles, this is a typical rack of cowboy, where one player's done a lot of the stuff to get to 90 and then everything stalls in the caroms, and the other guy eventually, somehow or other gets to the caroms, and then suddenly there's a match on. Once again, Fast Eddie's got himself in trouble. Going to have to dig out a pot in the 3, and it might be awkward with the queuing next to that 5. That takes him to 86. So just a gentle brush. Wants to catch the 3 half ball. Doesn't want to hit this full in the face. And he doesn't want to move the 5 a great deal either. So this is just a brush and no more. But half ball in the 3, like that, that's perfect, because then you've got a shot in the 3 and you don't scratch though. And I think he's too straight as well. Let's have a look. Well, he can work with that. I mean, he can set it for a force follow. Although I'm not quite as convinced with that shot. I think what he should have been doing is playing it soft to be about here, where he would certainly have one option. He's got a carom option 5-1, but not quite as simple. And now, game on, 91 apiece. Yeah, he's taking the risk there again. He's given Chicu what should be a fairly comfortable starter here. I think that might be too close, I think. Trying to punch this out the way and go forward with spin to spin down onto the 1. Going to spin round the back. Yeah. Looks like well, I thought for a minute there it was going to be an attempt at the 2 or 3 railer. 1 ball's a bit exposed though, there's too much room to go round the back of that 1 ball. It's a better target if it's nearer a rail. Gives you a wee bit more margin of error. Well, he's having a go at it, but the 5 ball's gone in, and the cue ball's gone as well. But much better to do that while you've only got 1 carom scored rather than half a dozen, and then you lose all of them. Good afternoon to Hairpig. So Chicu, with ball in hand, he's got to be favourite to get a carom here and get started. Send that 5 ball down towards the 1. And well, he can just go to the rail and bump the back of that 1. Try and keep everything in play. Now it's going to get a bit loose. But again, with this shot, if you play the 1 ball at the right speed, you'll bring it back into play. And that's what he's, I don't know that he's actually brought it far enough up the table, but the general idea, again, been caught out by the pace of this table compared to what he's used to. On a billiard table, you play a shot like that 1 ball runs forever. And that's where he's getting caught out. This table's it's like playing billiards in molasses compared to what he's used to. No, it doesn't. Uh, it clearly doesn't. He can't. He's not reading the angles. He's certainly not handling the pace like he can with the three cushions table. I mean, I've no doubt that if Chicu was to, play a lot more in this table, he would obviously he'd finally get dialed in. But like every other player in the tournament, pretty much, he's only playing Cowboy once a year. If he plays in it in each year when it comes around. Well, now to me, this is far better. It's a far better target. Oh, he's on. What's he on? He's in 100. Didn't even realise he was in 100. That's a run of 8. So that's a disaster. Watch how all your 8 caroms go in the blink of an eye. Just like that. Now, it wasn't difficult to bump that one ball. That's all he should have been concerned about there. He's had a complete blast. When all he should have done is just pick that little line and bump it. As long as he hits it and gets a ball to rail, he keeps his caroms. So that's a complete disaster. All that hard work for nothing. Don't forget, guys, if you've got nothing else to do with your time, YouTube Matchroom Sports is showing table 1 on the World Pool Championships. I don't know who's playing today, but it's been on for hours. And it'll be on for another number of hours if you want to watch something. So both players on 92. Anybody's rack. Chicu grabbed the bull by the horns and then let it go. And Fast Eddie's got to see that as an opportunity to maybe pinch this if he can get to the table. Bump the back of the 3. Well, Chicu on a run of 3 again. This is tougher though. Well, he's kept his 3 caroms and Eddie's got to go. He's got to go to the rail to kick these 2. If he's going to go off the 5, he needs to get to that long rail fairly soon. Oh, he's going the other way. Well, he's went far too tight. I thought he would have went left. Although going right, it's a bigger target. But I think it was probably easier. It was easier to actually just pick a point there and try and split them. You'd always expect to hit at least one of them, and then you've just got to hope that you're going to feather the other one. So here we go with Chicu letting his shot clock count down again. I know if I was playing him and he runs out of extensions and that timer goes down, I ain't handing it back to him. Well, you think he would draw to the rail and spin into them. Well, he's going. Did he touch that? Did he get the second hit? No, he didn't. That was, in fact, of course, he doesn't hit a rail obviously as well after the hitting the object ball, but he very nearly got that edge in the 5. Had the right idea. And poor Eddie ends up giving up the table and giving the easiest of starts for Chicu again. But the 5 ball's now out the game unless she can get an angle where you can come into the side of that 5 ball, get it out of there. And now the 1 ball's almost dead in the water, so prospects are not good for the end of this rack at any time soon. Well, thin off the left side, run up and down. Well, I believe that Chicu just presumably played that as a safety. Now, can Fast Eddie not push that 5 ball onto the long rail knuckle and get the cue ball running up towards the 3? Can he not do that? At least have a go at that and get that 5 ball out of there. Why is he playing the 3 ball instead? Because this is doomed to disaster. Now Fast Eddie's shot clock's going. Oh, he might end up getting lucky here. Now, has he got the hit? Yes, he has. What a jammy git he is. He could call it as a 2-in-1 shot, but I don't believe that he was playing it as that. But you'll take whatever you can get. Now, if I'm Fast Eddie, I'm doing the same as Chicu. I'm just bumping this 3 ball to the short rail there and doing nothing with the cue ball. I'm keeping my 1 point. That could be a very vital point at the end of the day. But he's running again. But he's not left anything easy. Oh, he did a wee bit of helping spin on it there. That was quite a big target to hit that 5 ball, because if you'd gone inside to the long rail by the second diamond, you'd probably have still caught that 5 ball. It's great when you're actually commentating a game and everything sounds a lot easier than what it is when you're asked to actually deliver it yourself when you're at the table. It's a far, far easier game when you're sitting doing commentary on it. Well, again, I think there's an opportunity to get that 5 ball out of there and play to the 3. And once again, I'm surprised at Chicu not going for the 3. It's such a big target to hit that 3 ball. That's what I'd have been doing every day of the week there. I'd have been straight over to that 3 ball. But again, you've got to then say in his favour that he's the one with the 3-point lead. He doesn't need to be overly aggressive, but now the tables are a lot better looking than it was 2 minutes ago. Okay, Eddie's going to have hard work to do here to pick out these caroms. And he really wants to get into the back end of this 1 ball if he can, not directly on it, and that'll do. That will do, because now he has the opportunity to get the 1 ball more into play, although he wants to try and sort of, let's have a look at the 1. Can you do anything with the 1 to get to that 3? Not really. Not anything that would be safe. So he's going to run the 3 rails. He actually wants to go 1, 2, short rail, long rail on the right, long rail on the left. Well, he might get a 2-for here. Oh, there's a bonus. No, there's no any touching ball. The only touching ball is in snooker and VP4. And don't get Steve started in that, because the snooker's still bugged and he's never going to fix it. So Eddie's in a run of 4 that he must keep. He can't be taking a risk if he can help it. And that's taking a risk, but he's got away with it. And he's got a 2-point lead in this first rack. But he's got to wind. I mean, there is a fairly straightforward carom 1 to 3 here. But he's got to get it, because if he plays it dead weight, you know, he's definitely going to get to a rail. You know, there's no doubt of that. But he doesn't want to set anything up as an easy starter for Chicu. And this certainly isn't an easy starter. And the 5-ball being where it is now, Eddie shouldn't be getting anywhere near that. It's up to Chicu to take the initiative and, you know, maybe pick a right time if he can to get the 5-ball in play. Again, Chicu's caught well out with the pace of the table. He's leaving it short. No, not a good idea to bring the 5-ball in play. And you have to leave that up to Chicu to make a decision. Yeah, he's playing a sort of half-hearted attempt at running the cue ball up towards it, but, you know, he played it the right way. You know, just leaving it awkward for Chicu. You know, the 3 railers not comfortably on here, because the angle that you're coming off the 1 ball is almost like you're going to pot the 1, and at that distance you can't really tell. He could go. Yeah, again, he's not interested in doing anything that's a risk either, because you know, if I'm Chicu, I'm waiting in a time where this table might be in such a way where I might not necessarily be safely potting the 5-ball and getting on its spot, but I've got to get the 5-ball in play. That's what's in the back of my mind. But there's a right time to do it, or a better time to do it. Well, I don't know that now would be the right time. Where does he put the cue ball? He can try stunning it in and stunning the cue ball over to the left. It would leave an awkward carom possibly off the 3 to the 1, but it would also leave a 5 to the 1 carom as well. Not getting there. Did it touch it? Yes, it did. And he's probably got the draw, has he? Well, again, I'm surprised. I'm very much surprised that he didn't play the draw from the 1 to the 3. I'm pretty certain the line that he could have made it. I don't think he was going to pot the 1 or bump the 1 onto the 5. Maybe he was. You would think he would have played the obvious shot there. So, just a 1 point in it. Well, I think Chiku's made the decision that he thinks he's the favourite when they're only working with 2 balls. I think that's maybe Chiku's strategy here, and it might not be a bad strategy. That he's probably more favoured to find a line for a carom than Fast Eddie probably is, and that could be the good reason for leaving the 5-ball where it is. Now, what Fast Eddie needs to be doing, if he comes to the table and this 1 ball is on somewhere, then he needs to think about keeping the 1 ball safer towards that 5-ball. So you've got to do everything to try and stay in the rack, and that situation could very well raise its ugly head here. Well, that's probably true as well. You know, that he would I mean, we never saw we never saw Chicu bailing out with a draw. Well, Eddie's took a big risk, and that may well have shot himself in the foot there, because he's now brought the 5 into play, which he didn't really want to do. And what's more, he's left Chicu. Well, I think it's a forced follow from the 5 to the 3. But that is probably a valid point, that Chicu doesn't. Whenever we saw him playing in the 3-cushion World Championship, there was no way he was drawn to play caroms. He was always using the angles that were there, on the rails, and he never resorted to any sort of bailout stuff that we do. He was certainly very much more of a conventional 3-cushion player, and that's why he probably doesn't like doing the same thing in Cowboy either. Well, the 3 ball's got to go. So that's 2 attempts past Eddie's had at making caroms and pushing balls into pockets, and it's still neck and neck. Now, I was mentioning there, Interchange X, that you were very much beginning to go downhill in that 4th rack last night, and I could see that from the errors and the misses that you were doing, but I just couldn't respond. The defibrillator wasn't working. I thought he's beginning to show cracks here, but I'm afraid it was well too late for me to do anything about it. Way too late. Well, this is how long? When did we start this damn thing? Yeah, this is too long for a rack of Cowboy. This is 56 minutes. I mean, our racks last night were over in 30 minutes, and now it's Chicu's turn to be potting balls. Well, I think you know what I'm doing here. I'm finding a 3-railer to get to that 3 ball, because this 1 ball is plumb to be getting out on, and I'm not touching it. I'm finding an angle to get to that 3 ball. I don't care how you do it, but that's what I'm doing. Let me have a look. Well, I think you can go 3 rails by going into the corner. He's trying to run it. He's trying to run it to get there, and he's going to scratch again. And he's knocked to 1 balls. Oh, look at this table. Would you believe it? The 1 ball's now dead. 5 balls blocking the outshot. And we could be here for another half an hour yet. Still 98 apiece. You know, two half decent players playing Cowboy in a 10-foot table, you should really be done and dusted within not much more than 33 minutes in a rack. But that definitely goes up when you start scoring points and then promptly losing them when you scratch. Well, that will work. Now, good luck with the next point. Now, there might be a bit of, well, there's a possibility of some dirty tactics going on here. Well, Cowboys. I mean, I don't think I would use the word exciting, but when you've got 2 players sort of struggling, as you're seeing in quite a few of the matches, then you end up like this. Welcome to Bedhead. Well, Chicu's going all out and taking the risk. And that could be hasta la vista for this first rack. Eddie on 98, so he needs to produce 2 caroms out of this ball in hand. This 5 ball's not going to be in play the way he's lining up for the force follow. Certainly not now. So now he's got to watch the cut into the side pocket. He could try the big 1 pocket slim escape route and play a draw. He could also play the cut shot, which looks to be taking a good line here if he gets it right. But you've got to be brave. You've got to be brave. You've got to play the cut. You cut that 3 ball away, and you can still spin the cue ball over to the 5, and you'll get the out shot. You've got to go for that. And now he's doing crazy stuff. And, well, let's just say the commentator's eye was saying that wasn't the way to do it. You've got to play the cut and then come across onto the 5 ball. And Eddie won't get probably as good a chance as that to get himself out. Okay, it wasn't a gimme carom, but you've got to be able to see that line and be brave enough to play it. So Fast Eddie now in 99, and it looks like a fairly straightforward force follow. Now he's got to hit this and get the 1 up into the table somewhere. Hang on a minute. Well, I think you could sneak past this 1 ball on the rail. I'd be dabbing this in with a wee bit of, I don't know, I just like to play this with a bit of left English so that if I do catch the jaw on the far side, I'm getting dragged into the pocket. I think he can get there. It's off angle, but I think he can miss this 1 ball on the way down. Oh, he's trying to get it. He's trying to squeeze it in. Maybe it was in line to hit. That's why I missed that sitter in the side pocket last night as well. I was convinced that I couldn't get the cue ball out of the way, so I tried to pinch a bit too much and missed what looked like an easy out in the side pocket, but turned out it wasn't. 1 ball's gone again. Well, Fast Eddie. I think he's got to jack up and give this a big stun into the corner, is he not? Or is he trying to find a line into this corner? He hasn't called the pocket yet, has he? So yeah, did he call that corner? Well, that's an excellent shot. I never noticed that he'd called it. Yeah, that was well done. Well, that took an hour and 2 minutes for that first rack. So we are now an hour away from this supposed second match that I think might not go ahead. I'll take bets on it. Another reminder also that Friday night 9 ball this week again will have the $1,000 up for grabs, provided there are 16 in the tournament. I will do a random draw that will call out or will pull out a number from 1 to 16. You'll be automatically given a number as you are listed in the players signed up list, and provided there are 16 in the tournament, whoever comes out the hat will be awarded $1,000. I think there's already 3 signed up when I last checked. Might be more. So when it's a best of 5 racks in a match of Cowboy, and the first rack is took an hour and 2 minutes, then you begin to sort of lose the will to live. because you know that potentially there's at least another 3 hours of the same stuff going on, and possibly longer. So it could be a long afternoon for these guys. And well, Chicu promptly wants to get rid of all his extensions. Here we go again. Here's the first one going. And the second one. Cue ball. Well, there's Chicu done the carom exactly the way lots of players do it, including myself, where you're making the carom but you're hitting it too heavy, and the cue ball's momentum goes straight into the pocket as well. But these are little gifts for Fast Eddie if he can just keep putting those points together. Build up a little lead. This 5 ball's tight. This looks very tight, this 5 ball. He's got it clean. Well, it's a long force follow off that 5 ball, and these are tricky to judge, because at this distance, the slight line that you have, it can allow the cue ball to open up. He's caught the right side just. 5 balls going in as well. Well, again, the shot I'd be playing would be the 3. See, that's no good. That's not great. Because if he'd played the 3 and stayed up top, he had 2 choices. In order to get to that one, he's having to bang and take a risk. My ball goes as well, and the run goes to 30. Now he's just got to get a wee bit careful here. You don't want to do hard work and then just waste it all. Now, has he gone far enough for the force follow? No, he hasn't. So now, whatever he does, he'll be taking a risk here. He's got the carom, got the bonus of the 1 ball. Now, the carom here is obvious to the rail and out to the 3. You can play the stun. Tell a lie. Again, I'm looking at the bloody HUD before it's changed. I'm getting caught out with that. He was on a pot, and I'm looking at the HUD, and it's showing carom, and then it changes after I've looked away. Now this is getting into a good run here. 59-0 lead, a run of 46. And I think he's struggling for a pot though. Yeah. Oh, well, he'll take that. So that's immediately got Chicu on the back foot. 59 behind. And once again seems to be away from the keyboard, looking at YouTube or whatever it is he is doing. Here goes another extension. Well, he might end up paying for that. He could end up paying for it. Well, this is